question is going to David Davis and anyone else on council. Aldergrove has been promised a new pool for 30 years. Would you be willing to build the new Aldergrove pool at the Kinsman Centre, where it would be adjacent to green space, and put off building a new ice rink in order to give Aldergrove a large year-round pool to cut costs and put the pool in now?
Okay, thank you very much. And Dave?
David Davis, yes. I absolutely don't necessarily think we need to build this pool all at once. I've been in the ice arena. I feel there's a lot of heart in the ice arena. I feel that if we build this, I feel we should do it in stages. And I'm not so sure that the spot to put the pool is right where it is. I know that there's I think we have obligations. I don't know how it goes, but we have a thing with the township, with the school board. We bought it for that. And I have no problems selling it and putting the pool up top where there's lots of parking, there's lots of room to flex, and it's just a better place to put it, I think.
Okay, thank you, David. Solon next, and then Dave Stark, and then Steve Ferguson.
The residents of Aldergrove clearly should get their fair share of the community services that they deserve. Everybody in this community equally pays for taxes to fund these programs. Recreation facilities are cornerstones of communities. They promote livability and quality of life, and they promote keeping people off the streets, and they're good for everybody, and you guys deserve it just as much as everybody else. Thank you.
Thank you, David Stark.
Dave Stark. I've worked 25 years in parks and recreation. I've managed pools, rinks, community centers, community schools. I believe that structure, the basic structure, not with the ice rink, not the all-inclusive thing, but the pool and community facilities should be located near the Kinsman Center, near the school. I believe it's been selected to be down on the highway because of the official core plan, and that's best. That's best for the planners and everything else. But I'd like to see what the people of Aldergrove want to see and where they'd like to see it. But I would question why it hasn't been done over 30 years. I think if there's a political will, there's a way and things will get done. And in my mind, there hasn't been a political will to get it done. Otherwise, it would have been started by now.
Thank you. Steve Ferguson, on your left.
I think I just heard something that most of the people in Aldergrove are opposed to. I just heard somebody say that we want a 2.5 lap length pool built at the Kinsman Center with no recreation. That's not what we've got in mind. We've got a site on Fraser Highway. It's going to revitalize Aldergrove. It's a 6-lane pool, 25 meters with a full recreation center. I'm not in favor of putting a 2.5 lane lap pool in at the Aldergrove Kinsman Center. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Kerry Ross, and then Jackie Mandas.
I live on the street that the Langley Event Center is on. And for Aldergrove, after seeing both sites, I have to tell you, for those of you that are familiar with it, if not, give it a drive by. Where the Kinsman Center is, with the field space that you have, that parking will become inadequate when people do move there with the creation of a community center. By splitting it up and building it in a stage-wide process, I really believe that would help stretch the dollars out and make it available sooner, but also provide the parking long-term as people move there once you get it, and you should get it, but you really need to do the stage-wise. Maybe splitting it up on the 2 lots really is a good idea logistically.
Thank you very much, Jackie, and then I'm going to go on to the left, Patrina, Kim, and Zosha. Zosha first.
I have to say, first of all, absolutely Aldergrove needs to have that pool. And when I saw what you currently have and found out what you currently pay for what you have when you go to use it, I was horrified. I think that it needs to be done, like others have said, in stages. Start with the pool. Start with a pool that is long-term, the right size. What size they wanted was bigger than what's being proposed. In the long run, it's cheaper to build it bigger than it is to make it bigger. And I think that it needs to be done in stages so you can add to that complex as funds become available to make it a hub of the community, because community centers are where we put down our roots. And if you want kids and people to stay there and grow and become part of that community, They need something. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Zosia.
Zasha Ettenberg. There seems to be a disconnect somewhere. I sat on the committee for a short period of time when they were working with the consultant, and what the committee came up with and what the consultant obviously presented to council were two different things. So, yeah, I think that we need to really connect and get it done with the way the Aldergrove people want it done.
Thank you, Zosia. Kim. Oh, sorry, Kevin, and then Katrina, sorry.
Aldergrove knows what they want. They've made it clear. We want a 50-meter, 8-lane pool. We want a gymnasium, and we want some community space. Now, if the Kinsman site cannot accommodate that, in other words, if other facilities are going to have to suffer because of it, then another site is a good choice. I think Aldergrove is more concerned about getting what they want than having it exactly located next to the high school. So my answer is, give them what they want, and when the arena is ready to be replaced in 10, 20, 30 years, then we'll look at that option. But right now, just give them what they want, let's get on with it, and let's stop talking about it. Thank you.
Thank you, and now Kim.
This pool is long overdue. It's been needed for decades, as was pointed out by the lady that asked the question. It's been needed for the youth in that community and also for the seniors in that community, because there's no buses for them to get anywhere else to get those services. From my perspective, we need to stop talking about it, start building it. That ribbon should have been cut this term, not next term. It needs to be cut by 2018 at the absolute latest.
Okay. Patricia just had a hand up, then Rick, you're going to be the last one. He's coming. Patience.
Hi, Patricia Lassard. Yes, one of the things I just wanted to talk about is the debate between the 25-meter and 50-meter pool. And I remember this conversation happening when they were building the pool in Walnut Grove, and they wanted to put a 25-meter pool in Walnut Grove. And I'll never forget the lady by the name of Gina that battled and battled and battled to get Walnut Grove their 50-meter pool. And guess what? It's full. They need bigger pool.
Okay, last question, last response from Rick Green, and going to the next question.
Thank you. The other day, a number of us candidates had a lovely tour by a community activist. And I have to tell you, I just would challenge anybody in this room to go through the tour that we had and not come out with a little bit of passion for how Aldergrove has been uncared for over these number of years. It's absolutely a shame. So we've got to get on with it. Where it's going to be located and everything else, we need a full review. Thank you.
Okay, there's going to be one more because I've just had a tweet in. So Charlie, you do get a chance to respond.
Yeah, thank you very much. The Aldergrove pool is an absolute necessity. We know that. Along with the recreation center, something that is a feature. In the core plan review, we put that downtown to revitalize it. That's part of a vision. That's part of a greater vision. Folks, the piece that we have to bear in mind here is the business plan associated with putting a pool and a recreation center and whatever other amenities are in place. It has to be done with the taxpayer in mind. We can promise the world, but at the bottom end, is how do we pay for it? And it cannot come off the back of the taxpayer. That's what we cannot do. So we need to build a pool, we need to build a recreation facility, and we need to keep with the vision that we have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Charlie.